So you're studying for your big exam and you hit a topic that feels like a total maze. All the signs look the same and you're just trying to find your way through. Well, today we're going to tackle one of those topics head-on, differential reinforcement. My goal here is to give you a super clear map you can take straight into that test. Let's do this.
First things first. If you've ever looked at DRA, DRO, DRL, and all the rest and felt your brain start to short-circuit, you're definitely not alone. It's like an alphabet soup, and they're designed to be confusing. It's a classic exam trap. But stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll have a rock-solid way to tell them apart. Every single time.
So what is this stuff really? Well, at its heart, it's actually super simple. Differential reinforcement just means we're making a conscious choice. We're going to beef up one behavior by rewarding it, and basically let another one wither away by ignoring it. Because whatever behavior gets the good stuff, that's the one you're going to see more of. It's all about intentionally shaping behavior.
Okay, to really get this, I want you to think of it like a map with 4 main roads. Each road takes you somewhere different, and the key to acing your test is just knowing which road to take. We're going to do a quick guided tour of this map first, so you can see the whole layout before we zoom in.
And here's our map in a nutshell. You've got DRA, which is all about teaching a better replacement. DRO, where you reinforce the absence of a problem. Then you have DRL and DRH. Think of these as your volume knobs. One turns a behavior down, and the other cranks it right up. Now let's explore each one of these paths.
All right, let's hit the road. We're starting with the 2 big ones you'll use when you want to get rid of a problem behavior and swap it out for something way better. We're talking about DRA and DRO.
First stop is DRA. This is probably the one you'll see the most. You're not just trying to stop a behavior, you're actively teaching a better, alternate way to get the job done. But here's the kicker. The new behavior has to get them the same thing the old one did. It has to actually work.
Okay, here's your first huge memory trick for the exam. Burn this into your brain. A is for alternative. The message is just so simple and direct. Hey, don't do that, do this instead.
And this is just a perfect example. So the kid wants a toy, right? Whining used to work, but not anymore. That part is extinction. But now, saying, "Toy please," does work. It gets the toy, see? We've swapped the whining for a much better alternative that achieves the exact same goal.
Now, let's talk about DRA's superpowered cousin, DRI. It's the same idea, teach a replacement, but with this awesome twist. The new behavior is physically incompatible with the old one, meaning you literally can't do both at once. It's like a behavioral checkmate.
And the memory trick for this is just as easy. I is for incompatible. You can't be sitting on your hands and picking your nose at the same time. You can't be quietly reading a book and yelling. One behavior physically blocks the other. That's what makes it so incredibly effective. Okay, listen up, because these 5 steps are pure gold for exam questions. First, you have to pick the right replacement, one that works just as well. Second, use really powerful rewards. Make the new behavior the best, easiest option. Third, you reinforce it every single time at first. Fourth, you put the old problem behavior on extinction. And fifth, and this is so important, you have to thin out that reward schedule very slowly. Otherwise, the old behavior might pop right back up.
All right, on to our next stop, DRO. Now, this one's a little different. With DRO, you're not teaching a specific skill. You are reinforcing the absence of the problem. You set a timer, and if the problem behavior doesn't happen for that entire chunk of time, then you deliver the reward.
And the memory trick for this one is a total game changer. Just think, O is for omission. Reinforcement happens as long as the problem behavior is omitted for that interval of time. O for omission. It's that simple.
Now, this slide is critical for telling these 2 apart. Think of it like this. DRA builds a bridge to a better behavior. It teaches do this instead. DRO just puts up a don't do it sign. And because DRO reinforces literally anything other than the problem, it can be pretty risky. You might accidentally end up reinforcing some other random unhelpful behavior. That's why DRA is usually the safer, more constructive way to go.
Okay, our tour is moving right along. We're leaving the replacement roads, and now we're hopping on the rate-changing highways. These are your volume controls. You use DRL and DRH when the behavior itself is fine, but the frequency of it is either too high or too low.
First up, DRL. This is your go-to when a behavior is totally okay, but it's just happening way too much.
Think about a student who raises their hand for every single question. You don't want them to stop participating, you just want to lower the rate a bit. DRL is the perfect tool for that.
And the memory trick here, it could not be easier. L is for lower. You want a lower rate. That's it.
And on the flip side, we've got DRH. This is for those awesome behaviors that you just wish you saw more often. You know, like a kid who rarely cleans up their toys, or a coworker who has great ideas but hardly ever speaks up in meetings. With DRH, you're rewarding them for doing that great thing more often, for cranking up the rate.
Yep, you guessed it. The memory trick is just as simple. H is for higher. You want a higher rate. DRL and DRH, they're just two sides of the same coin. Lower and higher.
Okay, we've traveled down all 4 main roads. Now it is time to bring it all home and put this together into the ultimate exam cheat sheet. This is where we take everything we've talked about and forge it into a powerful tool you can use to absolutely nail any question they throw at you.
So, you're in the exam, you're reading a scenario question. How in the world do you figure out which DR procedure it is? Simple. You use a decision tree. You just ask yourself a couple of quick questions and the answer will lead you straight to the right one.
Let's walk through it. Question 1, is the goal to teach a replacement behavior? If the answer is yes, you know it's either DRA or its cousin DRI. If not, you move on. Question 2, are they simply reinforcing the absence of the behavior? If yes, that's got to be DRO. What if the behavior is fine but just happens too much? Bingo, that's DRL. And finally, if it's a good behavior that you want to see more of, that's DRH. This simple logic is your secret weapon.
And here it is. Seriously, if you take a screenshot of any slide today, this is the one. This is the whole thing boiled down to its simplest form. DRA, do this instead. DRI, do something that blocks the problem. DRO, don't do it. DRL, do it less. And DRH, do it more. That's your golden ticket right there.
So as we wrap this up, just remember this. These aren't just acronyms for an exam. These are incredibly powerful tools for helping real people learn and grow. The goal isn't just to pass the test, it's to know which tool to pull out of your toolbox when it actually matters. Now go ace that test. Thanks for tuning in.